Hello, YouTube. It's been a while since I have made a video, and a lot has been going on, and thought it was appropriate to go ahead and start making videos now. Today is December 23rd, and I guess this all started last weekend. Saturday, December 16th, I was just chilling. My mom was going out, and I was shutting the door, and I was just like, Mom, it's like, I think my heel feels kind of numb. And she was just like, oh, really? She's like, okay. She's like, well, let me know how you're feeling. I was like, okay. But I didn't pay too much attention because with fibro, my hands and my feet, they'll go numb sometimes, It's why I swear by my gabapentin. But it was going away. And then I kind of noticed this weird feeling going up the left side of my leg, and I was just kind of like, wait a second. Are my legs trying to go numb on me? So I was on the phone with a friend, and I'm just talking away, and I'm just like, hold up, this doesn't feel right. I think my legs have gone numb. She was just like, really? And I was just like, yeah, something's not right. But, I felt okay. So there was a couple of errands I needed to run, and I wanted to get them out of the way, because I didn't know what was going on. But I really wasn't too concerned because, like I said, gabapentin usually always does the trick. So when I was getting dressed, this is probably like an hour later, I was getting dressed, and I knew my shirt felt funny, and I was just like, wow, I think my stomach is going numb. So I went ahead, ran my errands, and I came back home, and at this point I am kind of like a little paranoid. But I'm trying not to stress so much because I'm just like, anything can happen with fibro, So I try to stay away from the internet because that'll drive you crazy. So my mom came home, and I told her, and I was just like, this just doesn't feel right. They're like, really? That is a little weird, So later that night, of course, at that point, I'm just like, okay, I've got to Google. So I started Googling, and of course, everything I, Googled, that when I typed in, numb from the waist down, everything was saying MS. And I was just like, okay, now, anyways, what's going on? I'm typing in fibro with it. People are talking about being numb and stuff, of course, with fibro, but nobody's numb their whole waist down. So that night that I sat there, I just started thinking, like, well, wait a second. For the first time ever, I got a flu shot done. Because ever since October, I've been getting sick, like, back to back. As soon as I feel better, boom, I'm sick again. I don't know what in the world is going on. I just keep getting all these colds. I get a cold maybe once a year, okay? But I kept getting sick back to back, but yet again, I'm still not thinking twice about it. So I'm starting to get paranoid, like, oh my God, maybe I'm having a bad reaction, maybe I've got that, cannot pronounce it, Guillain-Barré, something like that, where your whole body, I guess, ends up being paralyzed, and people can die from it, or you just have to be hospitalized because you're paralyzed at that point. But I was like, okay, I'm panicking, and I'm scared. So, of course, I didn't go to sleep that night because I'm too scared to go to sleep. I'm scared something's going to happen. Like, I'm just going to wake up paralyzed. So, I'm getting dressed for church, and I go to a different church than my family does because I'm Episcopalian. Okay, but anyways, that's all subjects. So, they're getting ready to leave, and I'm just like, I don't feel right. I'm still numb. And I'm like, and I feel worse than I did yesterday. I was even more numb. And so they were like, that's it. We're going to the emergency room. I was like, well, no, go to church. They're like, no, we're going to the emergency room. So I go to the emergency room, and, I'm trying to remain calm. I'm panicked or whatever. So the doctors, of course, took blood, and then they want to do an MRI. So did the MRI. We're there pretty much all day because we had to wait like 2-3 hours even just to, get an MRI done. So he comes back, and he says that my blood work came out fine, and that my MRI, that my spine is fine. However, he does see a spot But, you know, he doesn't see that I have a pinched nerve. You know, none of my bones are pressing up against each other, nothing like that. So we're just like, okay. He's like, so, you know, you need to follow up with a neurologist. So I'm just like, okay. But at this point, I'm still scared and paranoid because it's just like, dude, well, hold up a second. What's going on with me? But we do know I didn't suffer a stroke, and I'm not about to suffer a stroke or was in a heart attack. So that was calming. But it's just like, still, what's going on with me? So, of course, Monday, I am on the phone like crazy trying to get an appointment this week. Everybody is talking about 2 weeks from now, you know, because Christmas was coming up. So I finally found a doctor at the neurology center to be able to get me in Friday. But then at this point, it's like, crap, I've got to try to make it till Friday. I barely slept all week long. Friday comes along. I mean, and at this point, as each day goes on, I mean, I'm feeling more and more numb. Granted, it is not moved up, but I'm still very numb. Probably from like the bottom of my breast, like right underneath my breast, down. And I'm also having like this squeezing feeling, like almost like somebody's squeezing me really tight. Or like I'm wearing like a back brace and I've done like 50 million crunches like non-stop. Like it hurts and it's squeezing and my fingers are killing me. And, you know, it's just like, what in the world? Of course I've Googled and I keep coming up with the same thing. And I don't know. So go to the doctor and he's got me doing 50 million different things. He's poking me with pins and making me do this stuff with my legs and trying to follow his fingers and all types of stuff. And he's just like, okay, good, okay, good, okay, good. Like, dude, I know you really can't be like, oh, that's horrible. But come on, tell me something here, okay? But he's poking me and stuff, and it's just bringing tears to my eyes because it hurts. Though I'm feeling numb, it's like all of my nerves are just like, ooh, they are on. So I'm like super sensitive to everything, even though I feel numb. So he's poking me, and I'm like pretty much like in tears at this point. And he's like, okay, I'm sorry, you know, but I gotta do this. So we get done with that. So he's doing all this typing. I'm like, okay. So I let him know about the flu shot. Just, you know, don't know if I'm having just a bad reaction to flu shot because I am allergic to lidocaine that I had at the doctor's office just getting cortisone shots. We discovered I'm allergic to lidocaine. So, I'm sorry, I got blanked out. Yeah, so he's having something on the computer. So I was like, you know, do you have any idea of what it is? And he was just like, yeah, I do. He's like, I've got a couple of things in mind. He's like, but I don't want to, you know, discuss that until, you know, we've done all the tests. Oh my God, which I kind of get. But at the same time, it's like, come on, now shouldn't I be told something? But then at the same time, I know if he probably told me whatever he's thinking, I'm going to be in full panic mode until I know for sure. So he said that he wanted me to go ahead and get this, oh my goodness, it's some evoking test. I can't remember what it's called. He wanted me to go ahead and do it, which is about like an hour and a half long test. And he told me that he would give me prednisone for, you know, the pain that I'm having when it comes to my stomach. So at that point, I'm like, huh? Prednisone? Now I'm truly going to be as big as a house. Like, really, are you kidding me right now? Prednisone? So I'm sitting there thinking, okay, well, he's going to give me just a week supply like they usually do and have that shit taper off, right? Get to that one in a minute. So I go over to this other lady where she's going to do this evoking test. That sounds horrible, so I'm going to evoke a spirit, right? She attached these electrode things to my head, to my ears, and I had to watch this screen, and it was like flashing like these checkers, but I had to keep looking at this dot on the screen, and I couldn't look away. She had one eye covered at a time, and that was irritating actually. So we did that, and then after that she had to attach the same things to my back, my legs, and my arm, and it was to see, you know, I guess at what point my nerves would make my leg jump or my arm jump. And so she was poking me with this thing. It hurts But whatever, I just laid there and just tried to like stay still and just stay calm or whatever. So we finally made it through that test. I was done. So I go to the front desk where she's giving me my papers. I've got to go get an MRI done. The first MRI I get done Thursday, and that one is for my neck and my back. And then I get the next MRI done New Year's Eve, and that is for my brain. Tomorrow I'm going for blood work, and yeah, the prednisone. Lo and behold, 3 tablets a day, and it's a 30-day supply with a refill. I'm like, what the fuck? Excuse my language, I apologize, but seriously, what the hell? You're not telling me anything, but yet I know if I'm holding this much of a prescription for prednisone and I'm getting all these MRIs done, something's going on. Which, when I went back, I had to go pick up the disc from the other MRI from the hospital before I went to the doctor's office. And I read the report, and I saw that there is a lesion on my spine. Now, of course, doing all this Googling, I did read enough about MS, but I'm still just like, okay, it could still be anything. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just praying that somehow I'm not stuck feeling like this. Like something has got to change, something's got to get better. I don't know. But that's where I am right now. I don't know whether or not I have fibro, still have fibro, ever had fibro. But I'm just kind of lost and confused at this point in time. So that's why I'm making my first video. And there will be more to follow up. If anybody has any clue what they think it could possibly be, or if it is possibly just a pinched nerve and they missed it on the MRI, just, you know, thoughts, questions, anything, help. Yeah, so that's where I stand right now as far as my health is concerned, and it's pretty scary. And I'm just thankful that I've got an amazing mother. She's very supportive, and she's there. I've got amazing friends, a wonderful family, and I'm just very thankful for that. But it's just like, I don't want to say that, because bad things happen when you say, well, how much more? But it's been a test. It's been a very long journey, and I don't know. You know, I'm on disability, so I'm thankful for that, so I don't have to worry about, you know, job and stuff like that at this point. I am thankful for my fight with fibromyalgia, because when I went in there to have my hearing, I wasn't just fighting for me, I was fighting for everybody with fibromyalgia. And I made that very clear to the judge. You know, I let her know when I was saying stuff, I was saying we and, you know, us, because she needs to understand it's not just me, it's a lot of people going through the same thing, the same fight. So regardless of anything, I can't just think about me when going through all of these things. So I don't know. I don't know what my next step is. I don't know what my next purpose is or what it is that I'm supposed to do, but I'm going to figure it out. I want to start with these videos, and hopefully you guys can help me, and in some way I can help you. And I guess just knowing there's people out there who are listening and who are understanding, it's a big help. And I'm here, and I'm going to start commenting, because that's one thing I don't do when I'm watching all of these videos. But trust me, my prayers always go out to you all. Anybody who is struggling with anything. So I wish you all the best, and I will be sure to make another video soon and give you an update of what's going on with me.